Eduardo Aníbal González Hernández is a Mexican professional wrestler, better known by his ring name, Juventud Guerrera. Guerrera is best known for his appearances with the Mexican professional wrestling promotions Asistencia Asesoría y Administración and Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, and with the American professional wrestling promotions Extreme Championship Wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment, World Championship Wrestling, and Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. Championships held by Guerrera over the course of his career include the AAA Cruiserweight Championship, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, WCW Cruiserweight Championship, WCW World Tag Team Championship, WWA International Cruiserweight Championship and WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Juventud Guerrera is Spanish for Youth Warrior. Professional wrestling career. Early in his career, Guerrera was a mainstay in the Asistencia Asesoría y Administración promotion. He had a very lengthy feud with Rey Mysterio Jr., in which they traded the AAA welterweight title back and forth. The pair also had several tag team matches in which Guerrera would team with his father Fuerza, while Rey Jr. would tag with uncle and trainer Rey Mysterio Sr. Extreme Championship Wrestling. Guerrera first gained American exposure in Extreme Championship Wrestling alongside fellow luchadors Rey Mysterio Jr., Psychosis, Conan and La Parka, all of whom were also wrestling for Conan's Promo Azteca in Mexico at the time. When Conan left for WCW, Guerrera and the rest followed. World Championship Wrestling in WCW. Guerrera made his debut on August 26, 1996 edition of Monday Nitro in a victory over Billy Kidman. Prior to signing with WCW, he competed briefly in ECW. He would compete throughout 1996 and 1997 under a mask, like the one he wore in Mexico and ECW. His most remembered matches of 1996 and 1997 were clashes with fellow masked luchadors Rey Mysterio Jr. and Psychosis. Beginning in 1998, Guerrera pinned Ultimo Dragon to win the Cruiserweight Championship on the inaugural edition of Thunder on January 8, 1998. However, he would then lose the title to Rey Mysterio Jr. 1 week later on the following edition of Thunder. It's Super Brawl. Guerrera challenged Chris Jericho for the Cruiserweight title in a mask vs. title match, in which Guerrera lost, forcing him to unmask. After unmasking Guerrera, Jericho would often berate Guerrera for his looks by referring to him as Quasi-Juice, which was in reference to Quasimodo, the disfigured lead character in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Later in the year, Guerrera defeated Jericho at Road Wild to capture his second Cruiserweight Championship. He retained the belt at Fall Brawl against Silver King, before losing to Billy Kidman the following night on Nitro. Later on, Guerrera became an announcer on Thunder in order to remain on screen while rehabilitating an injury. During this time, Guerrera often imitated World Wrestling Federation star The Rock by calling himself The Deuce, and imitating The Rock's catchphrases. On November 29, 1999, Guerrera defeated Jushin Thunder Liger to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on Nitro. The next week, he would lose the title back to Liger, as Psychosis substituted for Guerrera due to injury. After his injury healed, he joined former rival Rey Mysterio Jr., Conan, Billy Kidman, and others to form the Filthy Animals. During the group's runs, Guerrera and Mysterio Jr. became the World Tag Team Champions. Guerrera appeared as himself in the 2000 film Ready to Rumble. In October 2000, during a WCW tour of Australia, Guerrera was arrested at the hotel in which the wrestlers were staying, after an incident in which he was discovered naked and screaming in a hallway, and then attacking police officers who had arrived to detain him. According to the 2004 book The Death of WCW, Guerrera was reportedly under the influence influence of PCP at the time. Guerrera was expelled from the remainder of the tour and later released by WCW, and was ordered to pay nearly $1,800 in fines, international appearances and total non-stop action wrestling after being released from WCW. Guerrera went on to wrestle for many other promotions including Extreme Pro Wrestling, Asistencia Asesoria y Administración, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, World Wrestling All-Stars, Frontier Wrestling Alliance, and Extreme Pro Wrestling. He also made a brief appearance in Pro Wrestling Noah as one of 12 participants in a championship tournament to crown the first GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion, and lost to Yoshinobu Kanemaru at the tournament finals in Nagoya on June 24, 2001. While in CMLL, he frequently re-teamed with fellow WCW alumnus Rey Mysterio, who had left WCW due to its purchase by the World Wrestling Federation in CMLL before Mysterio's signing with WWE. After Mysterio signed with WWE in 2002, Guerrera joined the upstart promotion Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling. In TNA, Guerrera was joined by fellow AAA wrestlers Mr. Aguilar, Hector Garza, Abismo Negro, Heavy Metal to form a group first known as Team AAA, then later renamed to Team Mexico to compete in TNA's World X Cup matches. Guerrera would also take part in the 2003 Super X Cup, where he advanced all the way to the finals before being ultimately defeated by Chris Sabin. When TNA's working relationship with AAA came to an end, Team Mexico disbanded and Guerrera was released from TNA to continue working for Lucha Libre Promotions World Wrestling Entertainment. In the spring of 2005, Guerrera had signed a contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. He debuted on television, wrestling simply as Juventud, on June 18, 2005, defeating Funaki on SmackDown's sister show Velocity. On the June 23 episode of SmackDown, Juventud, Super Crazy and Psychosis interrupted a match between Chavo Guerrero and Paul London by riding to the ring on a lawnmower and attacking both wrestlers. The follow week by week of the Mexicals interrupting matches and beating down seemingly random wrestlers and cutting promos. Juventud quickly established himself as the mouthpiece, leader of the group, and began using his old nickname of the Deuce. At the Great American Bash on July 24, the Mexicals defeated the newly reunited Blue World Order in a six-man tag team match. After more weeks of interruptions and sneak attacks, the Mexicals were sent down to Velocity. The group feuded with Velocity mainstay and then Cruiserweight champion Nunzio and his tag partner Vito. Each member of the Mexicals picked up numerous pinfall victories over the champion during this time. At the October 4 SmackDown tapings for Velocity, Juventud faced Brian Kendrick, Paul London, Scotty 2 Hotty and Funaki in an over-the-top battle royal with the stipulation that the winner would receive a title shot at the Cruiserweight Championship at No Mercy. After finally eliminating London, Juventud won the battle royal and the title shot. At the event on October 9, he defeated Nunzio following a UV driver to capture the Cruiserweight Championship, his first title in WWE and, due to the title being originally from WCW, his fourth Cruiserweight title reign. Juventud later went on to lose the title back to Nunzio at a live event in Italy. On November 25, Juventud regained the title on an edition of SmackDown. From England, Guerrera lost the Cruiserweight title to Kid Cash at Armageddon on December 18, 2005. On January 6, 2006, WWE announced that Guerrera was released from the company due to multiple backstage issues. His final match aired that evening on SmackDown, a Cruiserweight title rematch against Kid Cash which Juventud lost. During this match, Juventud would use many high-flying moves, despite WWE telling its cruiserweights to tone down dangerous aerial moves, and the 450-degree splash, a move WWE outright banned due to an earlier match Juventud had with Paul London where he botched the move, and resulting in London suffering several fractured bones in his face. Asistencia Accesoria y Administration 3 months later, after being released from WWE, Guerrera returned to Mexico to compete with AAA. Guerrera returned to the promotion on April 30 and formed a new stable known as the Mexican Powers, alongside Psychosis 2, Extreme Tiger, Joe Lider and Crazy Boy, although Psychosis 2 and Extreme Tiger would later leave the group. During a TNA vs. AAA Mexico show, Juventud was one of the Mexican wrestlers who aided the Latin American exchange and attacked AJ Styles. This footage was later shown on the October 5, 2006 episode of TNA Impact. In August 2008, Juventud held a press conference to announce his departure from AAA to compete on the Mexican independent circuit. In September, he formed the Sexicools, a parody of his Mexicools group, with Intercable and Toscano. Despite rumors, Guerrera did not jump to AAA's rival CMLL. On March 15, 2009, Guerrera made a surprise return to AAA at the annual Rey de Reyes event. Juventud helped Charlie Manson and D-Generation Mex win their match and joined D-Generation Mex. Shortly after his return to the company, Guerrera suffered bruising and a broken nose in a backstage fight with Conan and Jack Evans. The fight started after Guerrera accused Conan of defecating in his bag, which Conan denied, and then Evans, with whom Guerrera had had a match that evening, allegedly grabbed Guerrera from behind, provoking the fight. Independent circuits. Since the incident in AAA, Guerrera has wrestled for New Wrestling Evolution, where he won their Cruiserweight Championship in a triple threat match involving Pac and Matt Cross. He has since defended it in many triple threat matches, usually with Pac and Supernova, and a few single matches with Supernova. Juventud Guerrera lost the title on February 6, 2013 in Milan, being defeated by Giuseppe King Danza in 50 seconds. In 2010, he made a special surprise appearance at Dragon Gate, teaming with Dragon Kid in a match against BXB Hulk and Masato Yoshino. Juventud ended up losing the match for his team when he tapped out to Masato Yoshino. On May 20, 2011, he made a surprise appearance at Extreme Italian Wrestling in a match against Thunderstorm and win the XIW Italian Championship. On September 6, 2014, Juventud made his in-ring debut for Pure Action Championship Wrestling, winning the promotion's Cruiserweight Championship at their final show, Brawl in the Falls 3. Returned to AAA on February 23, 2012, Guerrera returned to AAA, and losing to his old rival El Hijo del Perro Aguirre in a four-way match, which also included Cibernetico and Mascara Anno 2000 Jr. On March 18 at Rey de Reyes, Guerrera and Joe Lider, reforming the Mexican Powers, defeated the teams of Extreme Tiger and Phoenix, Halloween and Nicorel Millonario, and Chessman and Teddy Hart in a four-way tag team match. As a result, Guerrera and Lider were granted a shot at the AAA World Tag Team Championship, but were defeated on May 6 by the defending champions, Abyss and Chessman. On May 19 at Noche de Campeones, Guerrera defeated Jack Evans, Psychosis and Teddy Hart in a four-way hardcore match to win the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. On August 5 at Triple Mania XX, Guerrera teamed with Chessman for one night to take part in a Parecis Suicida steel cage match. However, both Guerrera and Chessman managed to escape the cage and avoid having to face each other in a hair versus hair match. On December 2 at Guerra de Titanes, Guerrera lost the AAA Cruiserweight Championship to Dagger in a six-way ladder match. Guerrera returned to AAA on August 30, 2013, joining the recently reformed Mexican Powers stable. He, however, ended up turning on the stable on October 18 at Eros in Mortala 7, costing Crazy Boy and Joe Louider the AAA World Tag Team Championship. He then formed a new Rudo stable named Anarquía with Eterno and Steve Payne. Guerrera was seemingly written out of AAA on April 19, 2014, when Dagger took over the leadership of Anarquía. Personal life: Gonzalez Hernandez is divorced and has a son. In wrestling finishing moves: 450 degrees splash, final justice, UV driver, UV lock, somersault, leg drop. Signature moves: a UV diving, hurricane rana, frog splash, juicy elbow, powerbomb, pump handle, sit out, face buster, sit out, crucifix, powerbomb, sit out, face buster, springboard, drop kick, tornado, DDT. Manages: Tigress, Rob, Black Lady, Victoria, Psychosis. Nicknames: The Deuce, UV. Entrance themes: Wherever I May Roam, by Metallica, Summer Nights in Spain, by Non-Stop Music, Filthy Reason, Muy Loco by Jim Johnston, Si Senor, by Control Machete. Championships and accomplishments: Asistencia Asesoria y Administration, AAA Cruiserweight Championship, Mexican National Atomicos Championship, with Crazy Boy, Joe Louider and Psychosis, 2 Mexican National Tag Team Championship, with Fuerza Guerrera. Big Time Wrestling BTW United States Light Heavyweight Championship. Fighting Spirit Wrestling FSW Primero Championship. International Wrestling All-Stars IWAS Tag Team Championship, with Jerry Estrada. International Wrestling Association IWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Intense Championship Wrestling ICW World Heavyweight Champion. Insane Championship Wrestling ICW Heavyweight Championship. Iron Fist Wrestling Flyweight Championship. New Wrestling Evolution NWE Cruiserweight Championship. Pro Wrestling Illustrated PWI ranked him number 140 of the 500 best singles wrestlers during the PWI years. In 2003, PWI ranked him number 25 of the 500 best singles wrestlers of the PWI 500 in 1998. Pure Action Championship Wrestling *PACW Cruiserweight Championship. Total Nonstop Action Wrestling America's X Cup, with Mr. Aguila, Abismo Negro, Hector Garza and Heavy Metal. World Championship Wrestling IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, WCW Cruiserweight Championship, WCW World Tag Team Championship, with Rey Mysterio Jr. World Wrestling All-Stars WWA International Cruiserweight Championship. World Wrestling Association WWA Lightweight Championship, WWA Welterweight Championship, WWA Tag Team Championship, with Fuerza Guerrera, WWA Trios Championship, with Fuerza Guerrera and Psychosis. World Wrestling Council WWC World Junior Heavyweight Championship. World Wrestling Entertainment WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Awards 5-star match versus Rey Mysterio in a 2-out-of-3 falls match at ECW Big Ass Extreme Bash Night 2. Best Flying Wrestler. Extreme Wrestling Federation XWF World Cruiserweight Championship. Extreme Latin American Wrestling XLAW Extreme Junior Heavyweight Championship. Extreme Italian Wrestling XIW Italian Championship.